there's a hole in the bucket. Dear Liza, there's a hole in the bucket. Dear Liza, a hole. Mend the hole then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. Mend the hole then, dear Georgie, the hole. With what shall I mend it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I mend it, dear Liza? With what? With a straw, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. With a straw, dear Georgie, a straw. The straw is too long, dear Liza, dear Liza. The straw is too long, dear Liza, too long. Cut the straw, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. Cut the straw, dear Georgie, the straw. With what shall I cut it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I cut it, dear Liza? With what? With a knife, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. With a knife, dear Georgie, a knife. The knife is too dull, dear Liza, dear Liza. The knife is too dull, dear Liza, too dull. Then sharpen it, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. Then sharpen it, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. Then sharpen it! With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza? With what? With a stone, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. With a stone, dear Georgie, a stone. The stone is too dry, dear Liza, dear Liza. The stone is too dry, dear Liza, too dry. Then wet it, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. Then wet it, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. Then wet it. With what shall I wet it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I wet it, dear Liza? With what? With water, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. With water, dear Georgie, with water. In what shall I get it, dear Liza, dear Liza? In what shall I get it, dear Liza? In what? In a bucket, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. In a bucket, dear Georgie, in a bucket. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole.